In this video, you'll see everything that happened in a month of playing this new crazy farm sim. I'm honestly not sure if it's the weirdest or worst farming life sim game that I've played, so do check it out and let me know what you think in a comment. I'm MadMorph, and like and subscribe for more indie games, cozy games, and games you've never heard of. You can also get my bedtime podcast where I read books to you. All of my links are below the video. I really wanted to do this like a 100 days kind of video, like what I just did with Echoes of the Plum Grove and everyone really enjoyed, but this game just doesn't have that depth. If you want that kind of video, go and watch Echoes of the Plum Grove, because that was amazing. This video turned out more to be me just pointing out just how ridiculous this game is and showing you some of the weirdest moments I've had so far. It's day one. The adventure starts and we're on a bus heading to our hometown when the bus stops and says there are nails on the road, so we have to walk the rest of the way. We get off of the bus and this is what the driver looks like, so I'm already starting to question things. A cute old man with a chick on his head shows up and is like,
"Oh, got on the wrong bus. Trying to go home, are you? Well, there's a free house in town if you want it."
I'm just being given an entirely free house in this economy. As if this wasn't already suspicious enough, he says he's the one that dropped the nails in the road by accident. Side note, my personal canon in my head here is that he doesn't know that the chick is on his head and nobody wants to point it out to him, but one day someone will and he'll completely freak out. I take the free house and I go to bed, and I wake up to a knock at the door and find this. Anyone that is not a proper NPC in this game just looks like this model, usually with a different hat on their head or some glasses, and they've said this is intentional and that it's an artistic design, but I can't help but think it's pure laziness and unfinished game development. This character says their name is Simp and wants me to get them 10 wheat in 3 days. I agree, and I go to work. I go to the seed store and I'm given all of my tools and some seeds for free. Apparently it's a promotion by the mega corporation that this lady is working for. She gives me a tutorial which takes place in our minds, and this is actually acknowledged. She says, "Let's simulate this in our heads," and then we go to this tutorial area and learn how to farm. I run around looking for a place to hoe responsibly and I can't find it when I come across the actual farm and feel like an idiot. I plant all of my seeds and I go to bed. Day 2 and I explore the actual village where I'm staying. The volunteer station's run by a cat, this creepy child is actually a creepy old woman, and there's some random gym equipment you can use which does literally nothing. This doesn't make your character stronger, it just plays an animation, but why not, I guess. I go into the small house and find a gamer sat there, and every character just has their backstory in a booklet on the table. Apparently he's a professional gamer, but he sells furniture in this town. The weird thing is you go through this door and suddenly you're in a furniture warehouse where you can buy pretty good looking furniture and models for your home, but it's just so weird how he's living in something 1/100th the size of this warehouse and then just all of this space for furniture behind. It's so bizarre that it must be a conscious choice, right? I meet a talking bull. I buy some saplings which you can just throw into the water near your house, which will grow rice. And I get on a bus to the market that takes place twice a week. It's filled with these terrifying NPC smiling character models, but you can get new clothes here, you can buy all kinds of food and furniture, and these glowing items you can find are gifts that you can buy and give to your villagers. They usually unlock something new, either an outfit or an entirely new thing to do. I go home and find some of my crops have grown, so I sell them all immediately and go to bed, because this is a farm game. What am I doing if I'm not trying to make as much money as possible? I wake up to a knock at the door and it's Simp come to collect his wheat, which I sold last night because I completely forgot about him. He's literally like, "Oh, it's all good, don't worry about it. I'm leaving town anyway, come to the train station and see me off, bye." I give the gifts that I have to the seed seller lady and I unlock 2 tools, one of which is probably the most useless tool that I've ever used in a farm sim ever. This tool is literally a frog head that you squeeze that then spits out a water bubble that bumps aimlessly around your farm, watering the crops, but it saves no time at all and uses loads of stamina every time you squeeze it. You have no control over where these go, they just bounce anywhere and everywhere and very rarely on the crops that you want watered. I ended up choosing to water stuff by hand with the watering can because this thing is useless, as funny as it is. The other tool that I unlocked is like this mass hoe frog head which you drop and kick and it hoes all of the land for you, which is actually more useful than the squeezy head frog spit machine. I return to the village and find we've unlocked scooters to get around faster on, which is fun, but they also just totally move like you're on ice. It's really weird. It's day 6 and I find a talking grain and flour mill on the bridge. Yes, a talking grinder, and it says it can still grind and doesn't want to retire, it wants to live on my land and be used by me. It asks me to bring it 10 rice paddies, so once mine grow, I will be sure to do that. I head to the station to see off Simp, but the train line is broken and it's going to require a lot of funds and materials to fix it. There's a donation box, but I'm informed by the cute train conductor that I will be the only one adding to the donations. I discover that you can steal from the seed stall out front. There's always a few seeds in there and it just says, do you want to take it or do you want to forget it? I continue to steal from this for a number of days until I'm caught by the weird old lady child creature. I genuinely felt kind of bad for doing this. I've been given a home in this town entirely for free, and here I am stealing seeds. After a few more days of farming and grinding, I wake up to an announcement that there's going to be a wedding. Of course, I have to attend. I want to see what a wedding is like in this game, because they're always fun and cute and amazing in farm sims. What I find is a really odd environment set up for a wedding, but really it's a mini event where I have to find 5 red letter envelopes from the people here, and I get to keep the money inside. The game is pretty. A lot of these models look really nice as you run around and it runs really smooth. Apparently the groom had said he'll be right back but hasn't come back yet, but I was a little disappointed that I wasn't getting some story here and like an actual wedding with some cute characters, but oh well. My rice paddies have sprouted, so I stuff and feed this very happy grinder who spits rice back at me. It's day 13 and it's time to get some livestock. This character was trying to open a gym, but they want to sell the land to me to use as a ranch so they can leave town to set up somewhere else. I do that, totally thinking that when it comes time that I buy a cow, they will just be grazing here and I'll be able to collect milk from them. It's going to stay as a gym and the cattle are going to lift weights and poop out milk and meat. There are genuinely so many weird things in this game and it doesn't acknowledge them. I feel like it would be way more interesting and zany if it played it off as goofy and bizarre as it is, but the fact that it acts like it's completely normal makes it kind of creepy. I learn how to mine, and you would think they would have come up with a really gloriously bizarre and weird way to get iron ore and stone and rocks, but you just go into a mine and hit them. The village gets this lucky draw machine that you can put special coins into to get a prize. I've only used it a few times and all I've ever gotten is food. I learn how to play Card Slap. It's a game that you can play against NPCs where you just choose to slap, fan, or hammer the cards and see which ones turn over, and whoever gets the other one's health down first wins. I think this is pretty much the same game as what they play at the start of Squid Game. It's day 15 and it's time for a graduation event, but the kid's gone missing. The granddad says go and find him for me so I can beat him. Oh. It's day 17 and probably the highlight of my time with the game so far is this character dancing because it's time for the Harvest Festival. Every time there's a festival in town, this character appears and will just be dancing here non-stop just to let you know that something special is going on in the town. The Harvest game is a mini festival where we're going to harvest this wheat. I got to drive both of these trucks at the same time using the individual sticks on my controller to keep them lined up and harvest as much wheat as possible. It's day 18 and I finally go to the market, and not only do I buy a cow for the gym ranch, but I buy myself some new clothes. Because I've been farming for the entire month so far and I deserve a treat. It's day 21 and I take part in an animal race. For some reason I thought I would be riding them because it feels like it's that kind of game, but actually you're just betting on which one you think's going to win. Which of the animals would you bet on? I decided to bet on the goat and it got completely stuck on a bit of environment and I had to close the game and restart the day. Replaying the same day, I bet on the cow and I won. Giving a gift to this lady in the activity room unlocks exams. Quite literally exams that you can sit down and take for husbandry and cooking and other things where you're asked yes/no questions. It costs like 500 gold every time you want to do it, so I do the husbandry one and the cooking one and I pass both of them. And I win nothing. You get nothing for doing these exams. They just exist as something to do, and I guess I got knowledge, I guess I learned some wisdom from them, but other than that, your character gets nothing. I try cooking, and the way to cook successfully is to work out what these ingredients are that are silhouetted, and use only those in the dish. That seems like zero fun, so I run away to do something else. I explore this year's harvest celebration, filled with giant vegetables to roam around. I love this guy just lounging on a carrot, and another dance celebration from these wonderfully creepy NPCs. I talk to them and I can join in and I get really excited for a second thinking I'm going to get to do a dancing minigame, but all you do is this. You literally do one move and the scene ends. That is a shame. But I did complete this event's minigame, which is finding stickers around the place, and I get to unlock this cute companion. It's day 27, and I'm losing the will to continue playing the game and not hit the uninstall button and delete all of this content, but we're 4 hours in, so we're going to finish the rail line. I finally get enough money and materials to do so, and the line is repaired. It's a Monday, and they tell me the next train leaves on Sunday, so I decide to sleep for almost a week and come back and buy my ticket. You literally get to control the train for some reason. I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know why this is here. You arrive at your destination, and it's now an open world action RPG. You have any companions that you have unlocked along the way, so I've got my little seal slushie with me, and then you're fighting against, any guesses? Litter that people have left. So I get into action against a bunch of disposed light bulbs, and I get knocked out by someone's old lunchbox. I really wanted to like this game. I really wanted it to be glorious, bizarre, ridiculous fun. But it only feels ridiculous in that it feels so unfinished and like stuff has been thrown together, but it doesn't end up being in a fun way. It's super weird, but it's not always the kind of weird that you laugh with or at, and I honestly questioned whether there was anything usable in this video, but I played this for a few hours, so I'm going to make something out of it and see and just put this out. But I mean, I can't just delete this. Like, I suffered through this, so I feel like I want you to suffer through it with me, in which case thanks for being here and holding my hand through this terrible ordeal. It blows my mind that this game has mostly positive reviews on Steam. I don't know if I'm just not getting it, so let me know in a comment what you think. It just didn't do it for me. I like weird games. I've got lots of weird games on the channel, but this was not one for me. This has been Oriental Valley. I've been MadMorph. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to make something usable out of the hours that I spent playing it, and there are some videos on the screen if you want to go on another adventure with me right now. Thanks for being here. Thanks for enduring. Good night.